An undermanned Adelaide 36ers outfit, so Brisbane at home should be supremely confident. But Isaac Humphries in the middle, he's the big guy for the Sixers left standing. We know he can get it done. Look at that, against Tassie, 19 points, 11 boards, shot the ball beautifully. So we'll put him in the Sportsbet same game multi, 15 points and 10 rebounds. It's a big number, but he can do the job. But on their home floor, with all the injuries to the opposition, Brisbane should be getting the job done. So Brisbane to win and Isaac Humphries to go big. Enjoy the game.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.
Yeah, plenty to play for both of these teams this evening, guys. I want to get your bold predictions, folks. What have you got?
Humphries, 20, 10 and 5.
I'm going with Keandre Cook and James Bateman to make 10+ threes between the two of them.
Oh, I love
Very
that.
bold.
I love that. I spoke to Mayan before the game. He said he's 100, so I reckon he might go close to his career high. It is time for the tip. We cannot wait for this one. The Brisbane Bullets and the Adelaide 36ers.
A 10-game home winning streak for the Sixers is snapped.
This has been an absolute beatdown. Brisbane, they have some soul searching.
Every point matters for those guys, so somebody else going to have to step up.
Zakowski sends it away.
Get it out.
Stitch, beautiful drop off, and Humphries with the hammer.
That jumper, my friends, is pure.
Martin from outside finishes.
Time to step up, big fella.
Harrison takes it at half, and he rumbles all the way down.
A dramatic, intense afternoon.
Heritage round in the River City between two teams that need a victory, the Brisbane Bullets and the Adelaide 36ers. The fans piling into the Brisbane Entertainment Centre as they relive their legends from 40 years ago. The 1985 Championship Series. Leroy Organs, who won a championship for both of these cities. He won one in Brisbane, he won one in Adelaide. He's a big part of both of these franchises, and there's plenty of opportunity for these players this evening to make an impact and make a name for themselves. Great to have you with us, Joel Peterson, Andrew Bogut, Derek Rucker, Joe Healy, and Ariana Prather with you at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. It is 6th and 9th on the Mitsubishi Motors ladder, and it is an intriguing contest between two teams who are undermanned, and Derek Rucker, both of them, could do with a W.
Well, they certainly could, and you look at these lineups right now, we know Adelaide are struggling through suspension and injury. They are undermanned. But Brisbane, a team that was expected to be really good on the defensive end, Bogues, they are not. They're 8th in defensive rating, and they're vulnerable on that end. This is the type of team that is vulnerable to an upset by the Adelaide 36ers.
They are, and they just can't afford to have slippage early. Like I said in the pre-game, I just don't want to see Brisbane, be in the hole 2 to 10. They need a quick timeout to settle things, and then they come out playing with passion, which has been kind of their MO. They get punched in the mouth early, and then they bounce back. So they need to come out with the right mindset. They've got bigs that can block shots, that can clog the paint up. They just got to do a better job of communicating with each other.
So this is what they're missing. It's 60 points, it's 18 rebounds, it's 10 assists, it's 19 free throw attempts a game. It's a lot to make up for.
It is, and what happens in critical moments when you really need a bucket? Who's going to be the go-to tonight? Now, they have talent out there. They have people that can do it in Jarrell Martin and Isaac Humphries. The problem is, Bogues, they haven't been asked to do it this season.
Well, we'll see what they got going into the second stretch of the season. Potentially a playoff push. They're one of the deepest teams when healthy in the league. Maybe they'll find a gem. They'll find a gem that can get in the rotation. I mean, Kadhi's another guy that's been in that spot before, can hit shots. But I think Humphries is a guy. You got to get him mass touches early. Hopefully he gets hot early. You can demand a double team, and you can shoot off that.
And I think Isaac plays off of so much emotion. It's imperative that they go to him early, make him feel good, get him the ball in a number of ways. And it doesn't necessarily have to be where you throw it to him and let him go to work with his back to the basket. Let him get some quality touches off of dump downs, face-ups, and I think he can really set the tempo for an upset.
So he and Jarrell Martin are both going to have big roles to play tonight. There's a host of youngsters in this Adelaide team who've got the opportunity in front of them to impress not only their fans, but Mike Wells as well. And they need a little bit more out of Jarrell Martin, championship level guy, and we know that. He was so highly rated coming into this season and just hasn't found his best as yet. As for the Brisbane Bullets, of course, on their home floor tonight, so far this season, they're 4-7. They're 2-3 here. They probably want to find a little bit more as far as that goes. Keandre Cook's been a pretty steady presence for them so far this season, Boggs, and he and James Bateman, it's a pretty dynamic backcourt.
That's their 1-2 punch that they've gone with off-season as their imports. I mean, as Ruck said earlier, Prather was kind of their third import to complement those two. You can't have him being the leading scorer on a consistent basis to have success. So these two guys have to come out and even probably hit above these numbers tonight for them to get a win.
And I think right now they have a nice duo of point guards with Mitch Norton and Emmett Nahr coming into the lineup. Brisbane should be really well organized, which means Cook, Bateman, and Harrison should get high-quality touches.
James Bateman getting set to start. The last time he was here, Ruck, I think he did okay.
Yeah, 51 big ones. He went crazy against the Perth Wildcats, and while he may not have that number within him tonight, he still needs to be highly aggressive.
Hey, they are missing a few faces, the Brisbane Bullets. Let's check in with Ariana Prather.
Well, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is Tohi Smith-Milner and Tyrell Harrison will be back in a uniform tonight to give the Bullets that inside presence that they desperately are going to need against Adelaide. Now, the bad news is still no Josh Bannon, and he is TBD. There is no definite timeline on his return, so we will see if they are still able to pull it out tonight without the big man inside.
Thanks, Ariana. Looking forward to more from you throughout the broadcast. Joe Healy along the sidelines as well. The Brisbane Bullets team, they are looking for another W this season, and that starting lineup, as you'd expect, Cook, Bateman, Norton, Prather and Harrison, not especially big for Justin Schuller and the Brisbane Bullets. The changes are with Mike Wells and Adelaide, where Keanu Rasmussen, coming off an impressive performance last time out, Ruck, he gets the start. We don't even have a picture for him.
Hey, love to see it. Hey, hit the AI button and get my man's photo up on there.
Yeah, he played really well last game.
He did.
Played really hard, steady. For a guy that hasn't played much minutes, he came in that lineup last game and did a really good job.
Absolutely, he did. Another local product impressing is Keanu Rasmussen. Great to see him, the 21-year-old, doing his thing. The Bullets 4-7, the Sixers 6-6. And Brisbane, a really fast start. They score within 6 seconds.
Folks, nothing a big man loves than an easy layup to start the game.
Makes the rest of the game easier, that's for sure.
You mentioned you wanted them to start fast, folks, and that's a really good opening salvo from the Brisbane Bullets. They've only led 3 times at quarter time this whole season. They have not been especially good to start games. Prather was red hot last week. Norton from the corner. Harrison pulls it down. The big man battle's going to be fascinating tonight, and that's a really nice start for Tyrell.
Well, Brisbane are one of the best rebounding teams on both ends in the competition. Adelaide really have to be attentive on the glass.
A great job by Brisbane, considering they're starting 4 guards right now. A little bit undersized, but they're doing a great job getting in the paint and getting those rebounds.
Plenty of rebounds available for this man, and Tyrell Harrison's got 6 in the early going. He has done all the scoring in this one so far. First leg of a Friday night doubleheader. Great to have you with us. Heritage round in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Here's Rasmussen coming off career highs all across the board last week. He's fouled on his way to the cup.
This is what we spoke about pre-game for Brisbane. Step on them early. They've started well. 6-0. Great start for them. Easy baskets. Get them going.
Well, they're one of the least productive scoring teams in the first quarter in the NBL. So I'm sure Justin Schuller is ecstatic with this. Again, they're a good offensive team. They rank 4th in the competition. And if they can pick it up on the defensive end, Bogues, the second half of this season could be quite exciting for Bullets fans.
Take us into this man's mind. First career start. Do you remember yours, Bugs?
A long time ago, getting old now, but a great play by him. You know, just they're struggling offensively. Just put his head down, drew a foul, gets him 2 free throws, settles things down a little bit for him.
One of the many out of the Sturt Sabres in this Adelaide 36ers team. Prather with a nice take.
He's found the fountain of youth somewhere, Rock, the last couple of weeks, hasn't he?
Well, he climbed the ladder right there to finish that. That was really nice.
Must have been some of that delicious food he's being cooked at the moment, Ruck. Here's Prather coming the other way. 2 more for Casey. And a wry smile as he thought about getting all the way up.
Bogues, one more possession for Adelaide without a bucket. Mike Wells is going to have to go to the TO.
Without a doubt.
They look really disjointed.
Martin banging bodies with Prather. Turnover. Cook keeps it alive. Bateman dives on it and recovers it for Brisbane. What a start this has been from the Bullets.
Just live ball turnovers for Adelaide. You know, you just got to look after the ball, especially right now. You don't have all your scoring. You got to look after that basketball.
Timeout coming up for Mike Wells here. Harrison with 2 more. The Adelaide coach has seen enough. 12 points to 2 to start.
Far too easy, Joel. Rasmussen sloppy. The moment might be a little bit too big for him right now. Adelaide with no direction out there on the offensive end.
Great start for the Brisbane Bullets. They lead by 10. Of course, Casey Prather, so much of the story out of last week for the Bullets. Let's hear from him pre-game.
Talk about how good it is to be back here in the NBL, finally finding your flow.
Yeah, it's a blessing, you know, just being able to come out, having a diversity they have to go and go through, being able to just find my footing now and, in the NBL is also a great, you know, sign. It's a great league. It's one of the best times to be in the NBL right now. So being able to showcase my abilities on one of the biggest stages is always great.
Talking Adelaide specifically, down DJ, down Montrez, down Kendrick Davis, how do you guys jump on that and take advantage of this great opportunity ahead of you tonight?
To be honest, I don't see it like that. You know, I see it as Adelaide versus Brisbane Bullets. We can't go into the game thinking that, you know, one man is down, because then we're going to have a mindset of just kind of being lackadaisical with how we playing. So if we just play our style of basketball and control the things that we can control, I think we'll be fine.
Bogues, Casey disagreeing with his wife in an interview. Not a recipe for a happy weekend.
And no more recipes next week in that cooking, but he's right.
He is.
Right. And that was Brisbane's MO. We'll come in, we're going to beat Adelaide, they're short-handed. We started very well at the moment.
What would Mike Wells want to see from the Adelaide side?
Just look after the ball. And if you're going to turn it over, give an easy basket first and foremost. But if you're going to turn it over, I had a college coach saying, boot it into the stands and turn it over.
Right.
So we can get our defense back set. When you have 5 ball turnovers, you're going to give up layups.
Yanni Rasmussen's got all 4 for the 36ers. Here's Bateman in the corner, a little bit strong. That's going to go back in Adelaide ball. They look like they found one here, Ruck.
Well, Rasmussen is a live body. He's got really good size. We spoke to Mike Wells before the game, and he was really impressed with his energy and his pop. If he can just settle down, sometimes the nerves can just get the better of you, but it looks like he's found his rhythm now.
Here's Marshall going inside. He earned the start for Mike Wells as well tonight. And the 2 newbies to the starting lineup getting it done.
You love to see that response after the timeout, Bogues.
And great take. You know, Brisbane's pressuring up the floor, rip it through, get on the rim, get to the free throw line, or make a layup.
Harrison over Humphries with some finesse.
Humphrey just got to do a better job there. I mean, Harrison's getting to his spots and just shooting that 2-3 foot floater. He's got to make him adjust that shot, at least put it down on the floor.
5-5 to start. Tyrell Harrison with a couple of rebounds to go with it as well. Humphries outside. Rasmussen thought about it. Detch will do more than think about it. He rattles it in.
Well, he's been ice cold from the perimeter this season, primarily known as a staunch defender. But for him to knock down that shot, it's a big one for Adelaide and for Sunday, more importantly.
That's 5%. Oh, definition of ice cold is generous, Ruck. Here's Prather knocking one down at the other end. The points continue to flow.
And Giroux just can't settle for that right now. You know, they've got 4 guards out there. They've got an undersized Prather. I'd love to see Jarrell Martin get the ball a bit lower on the box and put him in the basket.
Harrison banging bodies with Humphries underneath. Tyrell will go to the line to shoot 2. Take a look at the Amy replay of Casey Prather lining one up.
Too easy, just didn't stay connected. And a little dig from Detch, but you may as well go ahead and switch that one, Bogues, and not allow Prather, who's playing really well at the moment, to get an easy look at that 3 ball. And Bogues, I love the way Tyrell screens, rolls. He and Jordy Hunter are outstanding. Is that something that you think can really be taught, or is it more of a feel situation from bigs?
Yeah, it's a bit of both, and Tyrell's great at it. He just knows where his limitations are, where his strengths are. You never see him trying to do something too crazy. He's not trying to go behind the back. He's not trying to Euro step. Gets to his spots, middle of the paint, nice little floater hook shot. Plays real well.
Let's check in with Ariana.
Well, Adelaide with a few back-to-back buckets. And guys, the problem on defense for the Bullets, hopefully we don't see it here, is one person will get beat by their man, and then they have help side come over, and their scramble defense is just all over the place. They're unable to recover after that first man gets beat on defense. So how do you fix that problem when scramble defense isn't really something that can be taught?
Well, that's a good question, but I think you just got to be better at the point of attack. If you know your help is bad, you really got to lock in on the ball.
And give Schuler credit. Starting small has created space out there on the floor. They don't have traditional four out there. They've got 4 out, 1 in, and Tyrell's doing a great job inside.
Kadee from deep. Falls down to Marshall, who's fouled and puts it in.
And that's the other phase of it, Andrew. Defensively, you got to clear the glass, especially for Brisbane. They have a distinct advantage already. They're out-rebounded Adelaide 5-1 in the game. They've got 19 points on the board.
Yeah, not a lot of defense right now, but you're exactly right. When teams go small, you got to punish them on the offensive rebound side. That's exactly what Marshall has done.
2 scorers for Brisbane so far in the game as well. Harrison takes a seat. He's got 12. Casey Prather's got the other 7. They've been prolific early. Marshall adds the bonus for Adelaide, and Jacob Rigoni checks in for Sunday Detch, another one of the local youngsters. Repping the jersey from the first ever Adelaide 36ers team in 83-84 after they...
Little 1-3-1 for Adelaide right here. Nice little zone. Nice change-up.
Comes up with trumps as well. Humphries over the top of Zakarski, can't get it to go. What would Mike Wells have seen to go to that, folks?
He's got to get deep positioning. I don't think that was a set play. I think it was just the fact that as we go to Prather, just putting his head down and getting in the paint at will at the moment.
Casey Prather's picked up where he left off, Ruck. He's got 9 points on 4 of 4 shooting.
You know, intelligence will go a long way in helping you be successful on the basketball court. And Casey's got so much experience. He's a student of the game. And he realizes, Bogues, that he's not what he once was physically. You've got to make up for that in other areas, and he's done it cerebrally.
Gets to his spots, like you said, knows his limitations, knows his strengths, and he seems like he's playing at a different pace than everyone else. It's just coming nice and slow for him.
10 points for Prather. Mayan thought about the 3 ball. Marshall around the screen from Christie. Kadee tees off and buries it. Game 100 in Adelaide colours for Jason Kadee. Of course, he played plenty in the colours of the opposition tonight. Bateman can't hit. Nah with the rebound. Prather for one more. Casey Prather is incinerating them.
Absolutely cooking the Sixers. And he's just feeling confident. He come off that 31-point game. Even though it was a loss, it was a win in his terms with his confidence.
5 of 5 from the field is Prather. Kadee at the other end gets 2 more.
And if you're Adelaide and you're watching this film afterwards and you're a young guy, you cannot give up offensive rebounds and easy points. Wells is going to look at that as effort plays. If you're looking to earn minutes in this rotation down the track, one of these young guys, once all the big dogs are back, you might not have those minutes down the track.
Folks, they don't have a defensive rebound in 6.5 minutes.
That's a pretty bad recipe.
It's almost impossible.
There we go.
Finally, they've got one. So their 2nd rebound for the game. Brisbane shooting 10 of 14. Kadee outside. Feeling it early. Zakarski's able to reel that one in. 3 minutes remaining in this opening term. Brisbane by 8. This man's got 13 to lead all scorers. Probing, stepping back and hitting. He is feeling all kinds of good, Casey Prather.
Once again, patience, gets to his spot, doesn't look rushed. You can tell he's a multi-year, double-digit veteran in the world of basketball.
Great to see him back doing his thing. That one was kicked out by Zakarski.
After he knocked down this little jumper here, folks, he signaled to Coach Justin Schuler, give me one. Well-deserved, 15 points, 6 of 6 shooting. Got the Bullets off to a great start.
He keeps playing like this, Rock. You might get a call from him during the week about your top 15.
Might need a post-heritage round edition of the top 15.
I think I'm going to have a little break, Joel. Thank you.
Kadee inside, nice finish.
Bogues,
this game
Rocco's
is...
got to get to that one, Bogues.
He does, and he's going to contest that. But this game is littered with cross matches. You look at some of the matchups on the floor, everywhere you look, there's a cross match. A big on a small on a big. So it's going to be helter-skelter throughout this game, I think.
Sure the team can take advantage of those. They've got some pretty canny operators out there in the likes of Norton and Kadee. Who was that last touched by? It's going to go back with Adelaide.
And I think Shaw heard you, Rock. Rocco will come out of the game. Quick burn there.
He's played really big minutes last week. Significant role with a couple of injuries against the Perth Wildcats. And it was good to see him get a bit of an extended run and just sort of really build into his game. Had a tough start to the season. He looks like he's turned the corner a bit though.
He has, and obviously he's going to grow in confidence. He's still a very, very young man. But folks, this is crazy. Brisbane scored 27, and Prather and Harrison have all the points.
Rasmussen drops it off to Christie. Nice touch.
Good touch.
I said to him before the game, Ruck, I said, g'day to Ben, and I said to him, go well, and he said, yep, I will. I like his confidence. First year Adelaide 36ers signed on a 3-year deal before the start of the season. Gets a hand on that from Norton as well.
It's always good as a young guy, relatively unknown, you haven't played a lot, you're probably not even on the scouting report. You come in and you can create an impact because no one really knows what your strengths and weaknesses are. As long as you come in and provide effort and play hard, I can guarantee some of these guys are going to earn minutes, whether it be spot, 2-3 minutes here or there, even when all their main players are back.
7 minutes last week to Christie. Nice pass from White to find Norton for 3.
And Mitch Norton is one of those guys that can get streaky from the three-point line. Not known for his perimeter shooting, but can knock down timely shots.
Kadee to Martin. Outside, Jarrell Martin. That's a good sign. The fist pump from Mike Wells on the sideline.
So, Bogues, right now, defensively, it's not going, I'm sure, to Justin Schuler's liking, but yet they're in the lead. Are you worried about the standard, or are you just trying to get the win?
Yeah, as I am one for Smith Milner, but yeah, look, it can lull you a little bit. This pace is kind of like it's just cruisy, open gym style right now. I think Brisbane got to assert their dominance, especially at the defensive end. It's one of those things where you just got to really establish physicality, get the rebounds, and try to push the ball yourself. But you just got to be careful you don't get lowered into that. Everyone's getting their points up, their stats, and then all of a sudden you're in a tight game in the fourth quarter.
So 8-point Brisbane lead. Zoe Smith-Milner at the line.
Adelaide throwing out that zone a few times. I like the change up by Wells.
High scoring opening term of the season for the Bullets. Only been ahead at quarter time on 3 occasions in their 11 games to this point. Rasmussen loses the handle. Harrison hits it ahead. Cook can get upstairs. Not on this occasion. It was good defense from Detch in the end.
Adelaide foul, number 11, Lat Mayan.
Fouls going on Lat Mayan.
They currently have Jarrell Martin at the 5, so taking a risk here. Not a huge body for Harrison inside the paint, but they're hoping to counter that at the other end by bringing Harrison out of the paint, having to guard Jarrell for 3.
Great to have the thoughts of Andrew Bogut alongside Derek Rucker, 2 NBL MVPs in commentary on Friday Night Hoops. Ariana Prather and Joe Healy courtside, of course. Second leg of a doubleheader tonight, Perth and Illawarra. There may be about 300 points scored in that game, so don't go anywhere this evening. Neither of those teams especially fond of defense, as Casey Prather has 17 on 7 of 7 shooting. A scorching opening term from the multiple-time champion, bringing his best again. 8-second difference shot and game clock. Nick Marshall in attack mode. All the way underneath. Martin for 3. Prather on the glass and spilt to Harrison. Couple of seconds here for Isaac White. Cook will jacket. No good. But a terrific opening term from the Brisbane Bullets on their home floor, honouring their legends. They've come out in fine style. They lead the Sixers by 10 at the end of 1.
He's on his way back. And blocked it. Congratulations, buddy. How do you feel you win? You win well? Are you pumped? You're not even pumping at all. Yeah, it was all right. Well, congratulations. We're going to give both of you a signed Brisbane Bullets basketball. Give a big wave to the crowd. You're on the big screen. And give us a shout. Go Bullets! Go the Bullets! Clap your hands, Brisbane! Adelaide 36ers 24, Brisbane Bullets.
Some Friday night fireworks for the Brisbane Bullets. Casey Prather and Tyrell Harrison have 29 opening quarter points. They are 12 of 12 from the field. And the Brisbane Bullets lead by 10 at quarter time, 34-24. Joel Peterson, Andrew Bogut and Derek Rucker with you in commentary. First leg of a Friday night double-header. Bullets by 10 to open up. Ariana Prather, what did Justin Schuller have to say at quarter time?
Well, you said it, the Bullets are up by 10 points, but he was not happy with that performance, mainly because their goal coming into this game, Keandre Cook with an and one there, their goal coming into this game was to hold their opponents to 20 points each quarter. You see Adelaide with 24 points, not able to hit that mark. Joe, what was Mike Wells saying?
Well, as you guys said, that 10-point lead happened in the first couple of minutes, but then Adelaide settled into that quarter. Mike Wells knows that, especially with these young guys, it's going to take them some time to find their rhythm. He said defensively here, they really want to sink in and put more pressure on the Bullets, especially big man Ty Harrison. Offensively, keep the pressure on the Bullets, push the ball and try not to let them set up too much at that end of the floor.
Ariana, Joe, thank you both very much. 13-point lead to the Bullets, a new game high at that number. Rasmussen earning his first career start this evening. Humphries underneath. He's been thoroughly outplayed in the opening frame by Tyrell Harrison, and he might have got away with one there.
Just a little bit, but that's okay. He's got his first 2 points of the game, settling down. I mean, Tyrell was all over him in the first quarter. He needs to counter this second quarter and dominate.
What's he looking for in that matchup particularly, folks? What do you want to see more from Isaac Humphries?
Just going at him at the offensive end, getting early seals, getting closer to the basket. He's very crafty, and then at the defensive end, you just let Tyrell kind of rule the paint at the offensive end for Brisbane.
Smooth move from Nick Marshall. He's been impressive in his minutes thus far. He's got 7.
And I'm not sure that there's a good matchup on the floor to contain Casey Prather. So when Adelaide have the ball, they need to make sure that he's working defensively. Maybe get him into foul trouble, make him expend some energy defensively. As the Sixers are called for a personal foul. For those, you look at the matchups. Adelaide's best defensive players have been matched up on Cook and Bateman, leaving Prather with a less experienced or someone who's not as talented on the defensive end. Either Wells has to make the adjustment and put another defender on him, or Casey's going for 30-plus again.
Yeah, I agree. I think Cook's the guy you can switch off to. He seems like more like a shooter as he goes into an isolation handle here, but I think he's the guy you can probably move off of a little bit. Or regardless, just put the fire out. Put your best defender on Prather, and then if Bateman or Cook get going, then you readjust again. But you got to get the ball out of Prather's hands right now.
7 of 7 in that opening quarter, Casey Prather. 2 of 2, could not miss. Tyrell Harrison's got 12 and 5. Marshall and Kadee lead Adelaide in scoring with 7 apiece.
And my question to Wells in the pregame was, how are you going to adjust? He mentioned he's still going to play the same pace and style. I just don't think they're deep enough right now to do that against Brisbane.
Harrison going at Humphries again. Nice move, but undercooked the finish. Lat Mayans coming back the other way. Detch from outside is pure. Nice hit from Sunday Detch, and Justin Schuler not happy.
And Bogues, it feels like the lead should be a lot bigger. It feels like Brisbane are dominating the game, but Adelaide, and we know this league is crazy, as Detch catches one in rhythm in the slow transition and knocks it down. Again, you let these teams hang around. The talent disparity isn't great enough where you can mess around like this.
100%, and this is a close game with 5 minutes left. No offense to Adelaide, they've got some kids in there that are quote unquote young and dumb that don't know about pressure in the fourth quarter. I'm not saying that in a negative way, young and dumb. I'm saying that hey, I'm open from 3 with 2 minutes left and we're down 2. I'm just going to shoot it, and you could lose a game that way. I've been part of them. Guys that don't play much, they don't know about pressure until they really get in the rhythm of things. So you don't want to mess with that. It's a dangerous game, and like we said from the start, Brisbane, you've got to step on their throats and assert your dominance.
The Bullets have been able to jump out to an early start, which is what we wanted to see from Tangerine timeout. 8:18 remaining here in the second frame. 37-31, highest scoring opening term of the season for the Bullets at 34. As you said, Ruck, they've been okay on the offensive end so far this season.
I want to see everyone do a seated moonwalk.
Can they keep this going?
And we know Adelaide do not defend well away from home. They really struggle to contain teams. We're seeing that being displayed here. And for them, they're going to have to string together stops if they want to try get ahead in this game and not just hang around the whole game.
Bateman inside for Harrison. Nice pass. Prather. 3 more for Casey Prather.
And that's just from a simple switch up top on the ball screen. Corner guy should never really lead a shooter. Came in to help because there was a small on the big rolling. Give up a wide open 3 to the one guy you probably shouldn't give it up to right now.
Harrison with a nice block. And the Bullets can run the floor. Cook goes from end to end. And the foul. Called as shots here for Keandre Cook.
And Keandre Cook, we know he's a very athletic player. I think we're going to go to the challenge here. Cook is a very athletic player, but Bogues, that's twice now in transition where he hasn't quite had his legs. And Casey Prather certainly has his and his touch. 20 points on 8 of 8 shooting.
Mike Wells wants to have a look at it. And the reason it's shots because Adelaide have already got 4 fouls with just over 2 minutes in this second quarter. So they've been pretty profligate as far as that's concerned. And you mentioned the fact that they don't defend well away from home, Ruck. So far this season outside of South Australia, they're 1-5.
Well, if you're bad on the defensive end, you're probably going to lose games, Bogues.
You are, and that's going to be a foul by Jason Kadir, I believe.
Oh, Bogues, you're going early,
early, the left arm.
Hey, I like
arm.
it.
The left arm is on his arm. He did get the ball with his right, but cheeky old Jason Kadir, that left hand is ripping his arm off. So
and
they will not overturn that.
You're well aware of my weakness with these coaches' challenges. You message me during games telling me how sucky I am.
I'm bad at home sometimes. Sometimes, you know, there you go. 1 for 1, baby.
Nice.
Unsuccessful. Let's check in with Scott Butler for the explanation. Scott, talk us through that.
All right, it's good to see that Bogues is 1 for 1. Well done, sir. So you can actually see from the baseline camera angle, Jason Kadir initially gets ball, but the shot's not finished yet. Then he slips down, grabs the right arm, stops him from shooting the play. That foul will stand.
Hey, Scott, Bogues is 1 from 1. You're not keeping the rest of our stats, are you?
I guess I am actually, guys. I've got them all in my back pocket now.
Okay, we won't ask for the rest. Thank you.
There is no coach on anyone's staff that has more pressure on them than that coach with the laptop. The coach turns and gives you those eyes away review. He just gave him 2 thumbs up, not 1.
Oh, 100%. They're like, what's the job description? That's your primary job. No, thank you.
And how's this? You know who the first team that used to do this before we actually had the screens? The Perth Wildcats. They had an Apple iWatch, and someone was texting from the locker room. We came out of a timeout when Gaze was coaching us in Sydney, and we came out, oh, we're going to go zone 1 possession, and they're already saying, run a zone play, they're running zone. And I'm scratching my head like, how do they know? We've got a leak. What's going on? Find out that Apple iWatch and received text. Someone in the locker room texts their assistant, and they come out in the zone.
Bogues with the hot news.
Bloody Perth Wildcats. You just can't trust them.
Wow.
That was the crafty Trevor Gleeson, of course.
That'll get a few out west going, I'm sure. Here's Nick Marshall on the take. Strong move inside. Harrison the rebound. Ariana, what did Justin Schuler have to say at the timeout?
Well, you guys said it best. It's very scary to only be up by 10 points at this point in the game. It feels like the lead should be much larger. Coach Schuler telling his team that it all starts on offense with their spacing. They need to space the floor so that their players have room to work so that they can blow this lead up to more than 10 points and run away with this momentum.
Andre Cook trying to do just that there. 4 of 10 from downtown. Cook and Bateman between them 0 of 5 so far.
They haven't found the rhythm, but one of the dangers for Brisbane is it's such a high possession game. Folks, it seems like we've been here an hour. We're only early into the second quarter.
Rasmussen out to Detch. He's been shooting it well so far. Matt Mayen pulls it down. And goes to work. Lat Mayen with a pretty finish.
Adelaide struggling to rebound. Kadee gets an offensive rebound, which is key for that score.
Took them a while to get their first defensive rebound of the game, the 36ers. Harrison straight through the chest of Humphries. Gets it to go and will add the bonus.
Folks, Tyrell has a look in his eye like he doesn't believe that Humphries can stop him whatsoever.
Well, I don't think it's a belief thing. I think it's fact at the moment. At the moment, he's going right through his chest and putting him in the basket. And Isaac needs, as he comes out of the game, he's got to reassess at halftime because he's eating him up inside the paint.
6 of 7, Tyrell Harrison so far. 7 rebounds. Jarrell Martin back into the contest. And even the wonky free throw will fall for the big Kiwi. 44-33. Referee and Mike Wells just ran into each other along the Adelaide sideline. Jarrell Martin outside, that's no good. Prather the rebound.
And that's just not a great shot. With 4 guards out there, I think they can get Jarrell Martin some easier looks rather than a contested 3.
Prather with 2 more. 9 of 9 for Casey, 22 points.
I think from a physical perspective, he gets too much leverage on Lat Mayen. Lat Mayen's just not strong enough.
Equal game high lead at 13 for the Bullets. Mayen loses the handle and it's going back in blue.
And this right now, this 5-minute, 50-second period is what we're spoken about. Brisbane, do not take your foot off the gas. Guard, get up, get rebounds, run. They should theoretically have a 20-point lead going to halftime if they finish this half the right way. Notoriously, though, this season, it's a 6-point game at halftime somehow.
White, Bateman, Prather, Harrison and Emmett Nah the lineup for Justin Schuler. Prather goes back to work. Spins baseline, has it dislodged. Sixers running the floor. Marshall can get upstairs and throw it down.
Got some pop, Bogues.
Showed that last week against Tassie late in the piece as well, did Nick Marshall. Bateman surveying the floor. White guarded by Detch a long way from home. The screen from Harrison. White had it, lost it. Flings it to Nah. Good defense, Rasmussen. Harrison's swing was in hope.
Great possession, switching 1 through 5, up and in the ball. That's what you need. And you don't have to get the rebound if the shot clock goes off, right? Which has been Adelaide's problem. If they got that on the rim, Brisbane probably would have got the O board, but the shot clock expires and they get a really, really big stop. Cut it to 11.
Both teams, if they get a look at it, Bogues, shooting it well. Brisbane are 60% from the field. Adelaide at 54%. Both teams at 40% from the 3-point line.
Christie checks into the game. Dragoni checks into the game for Adelaide. The sharpshooter from the Sturt Sabres. Detch can't hit. Anderson and Smith-Milner combine for the rebound. McCaskey getting set to check in for Brisbane. Just under halfway remaining in this second period. Bullets by 11. Been in control from the outset. Harrison inside for Smith-Milner, the former 36er, can't handle the pass. It was fraught with danger all the way. Now Martin at the other end goes to the reverse. He's fouled.
Just rip through, get on the rim. You're faster than Tyrell Harrison. Put him in a mismatch. What he's doing to you at the other end in the paint.
Talk about some bounce. Death puts it on the deck. Great rhythm and bounce from Nick Marshall. Gives a little backboard slap for style modes.
Used to be a team when we were on mixtape days. Remember those days?
Oh yeah, of course.
See that on the only replay. Brisbane by 11. Let's check in with Joe.
Yeah, Adelaide will be a little happier with their last couple of defensive possessions there, guys. Mike Wells has asked them to collapse and try and avoid that in and out play with Harrison and Prather. Offensively, they need to keep pushing the floor. They know that that's when they're best, just avoiding Brisbane setting up defensively.
Big moment for Rocco. Basketball IQ feel. He's going to be probably guarding a small. I don't think they'll have him on Martin. They might cross-match him. Martin is the 5 right now. So it'll be interesting to see whether if they try to hide Rocco. If he ends up on Jarrell, he's just got to give him space with a hand up and be smart without fouling, because this is going to be something he's going to face in the NBA. He's going to have cross matches and they're going to put small ball lineups out. You never want to be that big that just gets subbed out when teams go small.
He's down there with Christie at the moment. Now Rigoni. Smith-Milner goes straight through them all. %61% shooting from the Bullets. Adelaide not too shabby at 51% either. An offensive showcase in the first half here at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. Terrific to have you with us. Christie outside showing his range. Can't hit. Keondre Cook comes back the other way. Emmett Nahr, such a crafty operator. Karski almost ran into Keondre Cook with the screen. The leaner won't fall from Cook, but he'll go to the line.
Nice work there from Cook. Came off the Zakarski screen. Went to a little hostage dribble action. Was able to elevate, get the contact, draw the foul.
Smart move by Wells here. Humphries has struggled this half. He's put him in against a young fella with Rocco. Hopefully in this 3 minutes 30 to find a bit of form, get some nice touch, get some confidence going into halftime, try to pick on that young fella. But Rocco is a presence down there where Isaac operates, so just going to make sure he puts him in the rim.
At this Heritage round, you can vote for your favourite three-pointer in NBL history for your chance to win $1,000 thanks to Mitsubishi Motors. Enter via the QR code or nbl.com.au/heritage. There's been so many great three-pointers. Jack McVeigh last season. I remember the Paddy Mills game when he was playing for the Melbourne Tigers. That's one of my fondest memories growing up with the NBL, was him absolutely lighting it up at the cage.
And one of the beauties of the league aging, Bogues, is the memories that are starting to be created and the great moments we can reflect on. And they're starting to grow.
It is.
Oh. Wow.
Almost lost the ball before he hit Smith-Milner there.
Let's take a look at it.
I don't know.
It's a tough one. That's one the referees have done a pretty good job of not calling throughout the season. I think that one you can let go, but it's always tough when someone hits the floor. But yeah, talking about the NBL and the history, you're only good as good as your history, and I was an avid follower of the NBL back in the day, the North Melbourne Giants days, back when you were playing and dominating the league, and it was a really fun time back then, and then took a bit of a lull, and to see where it is now is absolutely sensational to have a product that's, you know, drawing fans and having great TV time and people engage with it and passionate about it. That's what you want in sport.
Are you hearing that from across the basketball world as well, Bogues?
Yeah, we are, especially for imports. You know, a lot of imports and agents are looking to get guys over here to try to relight their careers to get back to the NBA, a la Trez Harrell and these kind of players. So it's great to be in that standing.
Let's have Andrew Bogut with us alongside Derek Rucker in commentary tonight. Joe Healy and Ariana Prey, the courtside, as Humphries comes soaring in toward the cup. The big fella will step to the free throw line.
I like that, Ruck. Just try to get in there and dunk on him. Get yourself 2 free throws. You're not playing that well. Get your eye in there.
And I like that he didn't give up on the play because he was out away from the bucket. He very easily could have just stood there, but he decided to attack the front of the rim, look for that pass. Now he needs to get in here and knock down some free throws. Again, a critical 2:46 left in this first half. Adelaide must cut into this margin, and Wells is just subbing and trying to find a lineup, Bogues, that can get them some punch.
First double-double of the season last week for Isaac Humphries against Tassie, 19 and 11.
I'd still like to see him have more than three, you know, what has he got, 3 field goal attempts for the game. I'd like to see him, you know, finish this game in double digits if Adelaide are going to have a chance.
Going to need to have a say on proceedings in this second half. Foul off the ball. Cook has made the shot. It's an offensive foul.
Off the ball, completely.
A long way off the ball on that weak side. And going on Mitch Norton for his work off the ball. All the Brisbane players looked around and were a bit perplexed by that.
Just a horrible feeling when you free yourself up for a 3-ball and knock it down, and there's an offensive foul for a bad screen across the way.
Especially when you're 1 of 7 like Keondre Cook is. He's looking at Mitch Norton going, come on, Mitch. Give me a bit of help, brother. Here's Rasmussen scything his way inside, and Humphries puts a lid on it.
And that's not on Rocco, that's on his teammates getting in the legs of Humphries. Rocco did the right thing. He left his feet when the guard did to put it on the board, made him miss the shot. A guard's got to come and help you out and get your legs in the box out so you don't get an easy dunk for the big fella.
Was a single-figure margin. Norton pushes it back into double digits.
Yeah, because my philosophy is I want my bigs to go get everything, try and block everything at the rim.
11-point Bullets lead. 4 and 7 on the season. They're 2 and 3 here. Adelaide 1 and 5 outside of South Australia. Humphries goes reverse. Nice finish. Eight points on 3 of 5 shooting now for Isaac Humphries. Just the 1 rebound in the game. This will stay a Brisbane ball. Side out with 16 seconds on the shot clock and a minute 30 on the game clock in this second term.
Adelaide have moved their best defender onto Prather, so someone's listening to you, Ruck.
And it slowed him down. Detch has done a better job in the past couple of minutes. And again, Adelaide would be happy if this lead is around 7, 8, 9 going into the locker room at the break.
Both teams in striking heritage round kits. Brisbane honouring their 1985 championship team. The 36 is their first ever team to participate in the NBL. Harrison got it back off the side of the backboard, but couldn't beat the buzzer.
Better job there with Isaac maintaining his defensive balance. The possessions earlier in this game, Harrison's been able to fake him and get him out of position, shift him around and take advantage, but there he was much better, maintained his verticality on balance.
It's a big, big minute to finish the half for both teams, in my opinion.
These fouls could really swing either way here. Either Brisbane can push that advantage out, take a really decisive edge into half-time, or if Adelaide can eat into it and get it to sort of 4 or 5 points, they're right back in the hunt.
Yeah, single digits is a win for Adelaide going into half-time. Single-digit lead for Brisbane is a win, because I think Brisbane have shot the ball real well. They started like a house on fire. They only have a single-digit lead going to half-time. I think Adelaide were pretty happy with that.
I like the pick and roll that Adelaide are utilizing late in this second quarter. Doing a really good job. Brisbane haven't adjusted to it well. They don't seemingly know where the help is coming from, Bogues.
Let's have Andrew Bogut joining us in commentary alongside Derek Rucker. First leg of a Friday night doubleheader. The nightcap out west, Perth and Illawarra. You want to stick around for that one. 2 high-octane offensive teams. And Bryce Cotton back up his 59 of last Sunday. Beautiful drop-off from White to Harrison.
Very nice pass. Harrison's just a master of finding that spot in the paint and moving off other people's penetration.
Brisbane's offense has been crisp in this first half. Harrison's got 17.
Rigoni from outside. 2 of 2 from three-point land on the season before that attempt.
Quick shot too was to get a 2 for 1 for Adelaide at the other end to finish this half.
So a 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Casey Prather is 9 of 9 in this first half for 22 points. He's out there at the moment with Harrison, Bateman, White, and Norton. 5-second difference shot and game clock. Bateman to inbound. Tosses it up to Norton. Kadee picked the pass off. Did brilliantly. Jacks the triple. Oh, what a play from Jason Kadee. Terrific stuff. Can the Bullets answer back? Prather's three is short.
Unbelievable finish for Adelaide.
Wow.
That is a winner of a half considering how well Brisbane have played. And that's what we spoke about. Brisbane just could not finish this half in a professional manner to get a double-digit lead.
The NBL, these plays right here can come back to haunt you. Kadee, great tap out on the defensive end, chases it down, and with great balance, knocks down the three, Joel. Wow.
That's why that man, he's one of their leaders and such a respected figure around the competition. Jason Kadee cuts the halftime lead to 7. Let's get to Ariana.
Casey, 9 of 9, 22 points in that first half. What has you on a roll in that first?
Just being aggressive. I know this is a must-win game for us right now, so I'm just trying to be as aggressive as possible. The team is finding a good job of just finding me, and luckily enough, the ball is falling.
Adelaide did chip away at that lead towards the end of that second quarter. How do you guys make sure you keep up that defensive intensity?
Yeah, we just got to learn how to contain the ball. They get into the paint, getting whatever they want. That's leading to like easy free throws, easy field goals, and hard box outs for the rotation. So limiting them to getting into the paint, and we be fine.
All right, good luck in the second.
Thank you.
Thanks very much to the Prathers, both playing a starring role. The Bullets by 6 at halftime, 53-47. Joe, Derek, and Andrew Bogut to break it all down next.
All right, it is time for the Call of Dreams as we welcome onto the court the Bullets of the future. Give it up for the Aspley Devils and the Brendale Bobcats. Going head to head, this is halftime showdown. There's going to be three-pointers, layups, and maybe even a dunk if they get on each other's shoulders.
Johnny, I do not know where to look. Oh, we got a bucket here for the Devils down this end. The Aspley Devils and the Brendale Bobcats, clubs from the Northside Wizards Association, just around the corner. Any Wizards in the house? Make some noise. Oh, just a few.
Oh, we got buckets down this end. There's a lot of kids wearing Steph Curry's shoes on this court. There's also a few LeBrons. Check out these shiny silver ones. What are those?
Welcome back. You're watching the Hungry Jacks NBL. It is Heritage Round with the Brisbane Bullets 53 leading the Adelaide 36ers 47. It's been a great contest so far here at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. still plenty more to play, though. I'm Joe Healy alongside Derek Rucker and Andrew Bogut. Guys, this is turning out to be quite the contest.
Yeah, a lot of scoring, a lot of movement, free-flowing. A couple of players have got hold early. It's nice to watch, not a lot of defense. But it'll be interesting to see what adjustments are made at both ends in the second half.
Well, both teams are shooting the ball really well from the field. The turnovers are down, but Brisbane have a dominance on the rebounding count, and Adelaide need to handle that better if they want to really cut into this lead. But they've done a fantastic job in being only down 6 at the break.
No doubt. Our Hungry Jacks highlights player, it's got to be Casey Prather, doesn't it? We mentioned it's Heritage Round. He's had a couple of great weeks in a row now. What have you liked about his performance?
Yeah, just getting easy baskets early, getting to his spots. As I said during the telecast, he never seems to rush, just gets to where he needs to get to, gets a nice shot up. And, you know, Brisbane's using him very, very well.
Well, we see that he's a much improved shooter. As players age, they generally focus on the ability to shoot the basketball. And not only that, Casey's really strong in the upper body, so any contact really benefits him. And look at that Blackmore shot chart, so well balanced. Adelaide, keep him off the left side of the court.
Yeah, and they move their best defender to him. You know, that's a compliment for Adelaide to get their best defender on him late in that half.
Absolutely, playing with a whole lot of confidence, that's for sure. What about Ty Harrison? Brisbane playing really well through their bigs, especially him with that in and out ball.
Yeah, he just finds spots in the paint, gets to 1 or 2 dribbles, never overcomplicates things. He's not trying to do anything that's outside of his skill set. As you see there, catches the ball, doesn't bring it down. Humphries just has to do a better job of trying to push him outside of his comfort zone. Push him to 8 or 10 feet instead of letting him catch the ball at 4 to 6 feet.
That's well said, Boats, but I think the simple thing of getting a layup to start the game for a guy that just thrives on confidence like Tyrell Harrison, and then all of a sudden he turns into the Hulk in the paint and he's able to bull Isaac Humphries. He's got 17 points and 9 boards at the half, and he's looking in a big game. He could be an MVP in this game.
Playing with some fire in his eyes. What about the Adelaide 36ers? Jace Cadee's got 12 points at the moment. It feels like he's really taken these guys and trying to run with him on his shoulders.
Yeah, a few big plays late in that half to steal the three-point shot, cuts it to 6 at half. Just veteran savvy, knows how to play. He's been in big games, he's been in blowouts, he's been in close games. He just knows what it takes. So he's going to be probably a finisher in this game, I would hope.
Well, I thought Adelaide untapped something. They were able to go in the pick and roll at times in that second quarter, and Jason Cadee and Rasmussen did a really good job of finding gaps in the Brisbane defense, and then the big play at the end of the half where he knocks down the 3 to go into the break with a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, 6 points the lead for the Brisbane Bullets at the moment. Another absolute cracker of a game coming up later this evening. The Wildcats hosting the Hawks. Guys, this feels like it could be some form of semi-final matchup almost.
Yeah, it's going to be a truck meet. It's going to be up and down. It's going to be a lot of three-point shooting early, I think, especially trying to get Bryce going. But I'm looking forward to finishing this one up and watching that one.
You got a prediction?
Perth at home.
Yeah, I like Perth at home too. They found rhythm at home. They're really hard to beat.
Cannot wait for that one. Plenty more to play here at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre as well. It is the Bullets by 6 points at halftime. We'll be back with the second half next.
for big December deals at Tyre Power. Deck the car with a great range of Toyota tyres. Buy 3 and get 1 free.
Give your family the gift of a safer drive.
Only at Tyre Power. Get the power.
Hey Nora, I got a great idea for a car buying service. So the service would be, they do all the running around for you and get you the best quotes. Yep, that's Motor Scout. No, but someone that can jump through all the hoops for you, organising loans and helping out on that end. Yep, that's Motor Scout. Now, does Motor Scout also help out with my trading? Yeah, mate, they take care of everything. And the best part is it's 100% free. That's Motor Scout.
Hey guys, Mitch Norton here from the Brisbane Bullets. We've teamed up with Novotel Brisbane Southbank, our proud accommodation partner. Prepare for an unforgettable experience. The Novotel is looking forward to welcoming you. Explore the ideal staycation spot for your family at novotelbrisbanesouthbank.com.au.
Brisbane Bullets are running performance programs out of our new High Performance Centre these holidays. Be the first to secure your spot because spaces are very limited. Register via brisbanebullets.com.
This is what they've waited for all season, and the stage is certainly set for the championship decider.
Radcliffe backs it out for a three-pointer and makes it. Watch for Logan. Yes! Dear, oh dear.
What a dunk. What a brilliant year for Coach Brian Curl and the Brisbane Bullets. It's a 25-point break as the clock starts ticking into the final 2 minutes, and the chants go up because the Brisbane Bullets have won the championship final for the very first time. And the countdown, Rod Radcliffe for the last throw, and it's all over. Brisbane have won the final.
What a great thing to honour as part of heritage around the 1985 Brisbane Bullets champions. They're all here as well. Plenty of members of that championship side are in the building tonight, which is great to see. And don't those jerseys look terrific for the Bullets, honouring those players with the names across the orange and white stripes on that beautiful, vibrant blue. And they've got a good head start in this game as well. They lead by 6 for the Adelaide side of things. Let's go to Ariana Prather, who's with Michael Lake.
Here with assistant coach Michael Lake. Thank you so much for joining us. You guys were able to chip away at that lead to go into halftime. Now it's only at 6. What was the message in the locker room?
Defense. Obviously giving up 53 points and a half. Regardless of who we got out, no excuses. We just got to be better in terms of executing the scout. Giving up 53 and having 2 players have 39 of them, we've got to do a better job and have some pride in our defense.
On the bright side, you guys are having amazing job with bench points, mainly with Jason Kadee, 12 points in that first half. What are you happy with him?
Yeah, obviously Jason's been super aggressive, getting downhill and looking to score, which is good for us. We've got 60 points sitting in Adelaide right now with the 3 guys we've got out, so we always needed some guys to stand up, and Jason's done a good job. Keanu, Ben, all the young guys that have come in have been really good for us, so we'll keep trying to be aggressive.
All right, good luck in the second.
Thanks.
Thanks to Ariana and to Michael. Second half underway. Bullets lead by 6. 9th and 6th on the table, as you see. As Harrison continues his dominance over Isaac Humphries, who comes back for more and can't finish again.
Well, Bogues, this is the opposite of what we saw with Tyrell's easy bucket to start the game. He rejects Humphries, throws it right back down his throat.
Harrison's got 17 and 9 at half. Here's James Bateman, scoreless so far in this game. So his last 6 quarters of basketball here at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre, he's got 51 points. Trying to get 3, and that one's offline.
And on that note, Joel, when he scores 20 or more, the Bullets don't lose. They're 4-0.
Yeah, it's interesting how bipolar he is with scoring, right? And to have a 50-point game and then just super inconsistent. But He's going to need to find something this half for them to win.
Fascinating that the guy had a 50-point game and he's averaging 15 on the season. So when he's hot, he's hot.
You don't see that very often. And just a very ISO-heavy game. You look at the stats right now at halftime. 7 assists to 5 turnovers for Adelaide, 11 assists to 8 turnovers for Brisbane. And when you factor in 17 field goals for Adelaide and 21 attempts for Brisbane, it's a lot of stuff off the dribble and pick and rolls. Not a lot of easy creation stuff.
And I thought Brisbane did a really good job. Adelaide did a really good job in limiting Brisbane in the second quarter. I think they held the Bullets to only 19 points. So something to watch out for. Is that a trend for how the rest of the game is going to pan out?
Cook, Bateman, Northern, Prater, Harrison out there to start this second half for the Bullets. Marshall, Humphries, Rasmussen, Martin and Sunday Detch. 5 for Mike Wells. Keanu Rasmussen getting the first start of his career. Nick Marshall, the first start of the season, the 12th of his career for the 36ers. Norton tried to drop it off. Rasmussen comes up with a Detch running the floor. Marshall running the floor. Rasmussen goes himself and scores.
Great take, and once again, those live ball turnovers, you can generate some easy offense, especially right now. Adelaide's struggling to score a little bit to start the half, get the easy layup, get to the free throw line. If you're Brisbane, you just can't afford that. Like I said, you're better off getting that ball, booting it to the top row, getting your defense set.
And one of the things that's really indicative of how a small player, Andrew, is feeling about himself is how he handles the ball. And right now, Bateman is really fumbly with the basketball on the bounce. Just doesn't look comfortable.
He doesn't. Doesn't help. He's got one of the best defenders, in my opinion, in the league, on-ball defenders. But it looks like a shell of the guy that scored 52 the other night.
Andre Cook, he'll love seeing that go down. Had one waved away in that second quarter. His second field goal of the game. He's got 8 points. Norton's got 5. Prather's got 22. Harrison's got 17. And Bateman is yet to open his account.
DeAndre attacked that closeout from Rasmussen. Pretty juvenile closeout. Gets up off his feet. Allows Cook to get into a step back.
16 points a game for Keandre Cook this season. Been the most consistent of those Brisbane Bullets scorers. Marshall rises up. Cook with the rebound. 6-point ball game. Bullets have had it over double digits for a lot of the time in this game. They've led by as many as 13. Cook's pass is off the money.
Interesting there, Bogues. What do you think?
There you go again, D-Rock. You know, I think Bateman's got to stay spread there. He's trying to do things where I think he's second-guessing himself. And you're an import in this league. I think these Brisbane imports sometimes, I mean, Prather's on a great run. Sometimes you don't know they're out there. So what did you do as an import besides saying, give me the ball I haven't had a touch in 4 possessions, to get yourself going and tell people you're out on the floor?
Try and generate some energy on the defensive end, as Nick Marshall shows a lot of energy in elevating and finishing. But Bogues, defense, what could you do? You could rim protect. I could get steals, get out on the break and try and get something easy or generate something easy for your team. It only takes a little bit of positive mojo to get yourself going. That's the beauty of elite basketball.
It is, and Bateman's not a chirpy guy, a showy motion guy, so sometimes it seems to look a lot worse than it is, but yeah, he needs to find it this game.
Mitch Norton at the free throw line. Nick Marshall's been impressive, 11 points. Of course, coming off an MVP campaign with Mount Gambier Pioneers in the NBL1 South.
Strong franchise, Mount Gambier.
Oh, they've been a powerhouse for back to the Seabull days.
Icebox? Is it the Icebox?
Yeah, I think so.
Home court. Played against them in the Seabull back in the day when I was at the AIS.
Intimidating place to play down there in southeastern South Australia. Beautiful part of the world. 58-52. 7:15 remaining in this third period. Great to have you with us on Friday Night Hoops. First leg of a doubleheader, Perth and Illawarra to come. Cadie's been terrific so far for Adelaide. Martin underneath, should have finished that.
I love that set they ran though, Bogues. A little pitch guard to guard, then they get a high screen, create a good opportunity.
Mitch Norton was taking cover underneath with all those big bodies. Smith Milner outside, no good. Adelaide can potentially cut it back to a one-score game here. Brisbane have not been able to put them away, and that's a walk from Martin. In those impressive, colourful shoes, but they were a little bit too active on that play.
And Mike Wells continues just to shuffle players in and out of this lineup in an attempt to maintain a high level of intensity and also probably to get Martin out of the game after that terrible traveling violation.
He's moving the troops around. It looks like a kick under 10 game where you played your 2 or 3 minutes, we're getting 2 more in, so. But it's working for him, it's working for him.
Doing it platoon style is Mike Wells. Norton outside in the corner, that's Cash.
And Mitch Norton I think at times he's a better shooter than he thinks he is. He's shooting, his form, it's not bad, it's not broken, but at times I think he second guesses himself, and I think playing in Perth, having the likes of Bryce can hurt some of your confidence when you don't shoot it as well as a Bryce Cotton.
Prather almost got a hand on that. Marshall, really impressive move from Nick Marshall. He's got 13 in the ball game.
People ask, how do you find points without this person in the lineup, without that person in the lineup? If you're a well-coached team and you've got enough talent, folks, other people will find a way to score the basketball, and we're seeing that tonight with the 36ers.
We are very well balanced offensively right now, but their issue, much like Adelaide, is at the other end of the floor, just getting stops. So they can string together a couple of stops, their offense will take care of itself. They're going to get an easy win tonight. If they keep Adelaide in the game, it's a coin flip.
And that Amy replay, Bogues, showed exactly what you're talking about with Mitch Norton's stroke. Technically, it is not terrible. In fact, it's above average. I think it's a mindset thing. When you catch it, look to shoot it if you've got space and time.
Yeah, and he's 35% in the season, so it's definitely not bad. But I'd like to see him keep shooting. I think he's been a great pickup for them, by the way, as well.
7 points Bullets lead. Marshall goes again. Just his second game in double figures this season. He had 10 in the opener against Sydney. He's got 13 in this one. Career high is 15. Norton probing the defense and scoring.
Mike Wells is jumping in circles, trying to sub someone in. Here comes Drum Martin.
Rasmussen on the blow-by. Kicks it out to Mayan in the corner. Rebound is Casey Pravers, who's been quiet on the shooting front. They get it back to him and he goes back to work.
Right side of the floor, D-Rock. You got one.
But they just didn't do a good job on that little brush screen in transition. Isaac was unsure if he needed to attack Prather with the ball. Gave him a little bit of space. Prather made him pay.
11-point lead. The 36ers had it back to 3. It's now 65-54 at the Tangerine timeout. Bang on, 5 minutes remaining in this third period. And there is a little bit of work for Mike Wells and his coaching staff to do. Try and force their way back into this game. Of course, Heritage Round here in Brisbane, honouring their champions of the past, and Joe Healy's with one of them.
I certainly am. I have one of the champions of that 1985 team, Cal Bruton. Cal, it's an amazing sort of atmosphere being here. What is it like being here with some of your teammates and celebrating 40 years on?
It's fantastic. I haven't seen some of these guys in 30-plus years, and they all catch up in one place with those special memories. It was nice.
Obviously, winning the championship is going to be a highlight, but what are some of your fondest memories of that time?
Oh, just meeting all the different people. I started my career here in '79, and you know, it was a warm feeling throughout, being welcome. And then in '85 when we won it, '86 another grand final. In '87 I came here and lost the grand final, but I did get one in 1990 right here in this building. So with the Perth Wildcats. So no, I'm blessed to be honored here today with my teammates, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the game.
You played with some of the greats of the NBL. Do you have a favourite teammate that you played with?
Without a doubt, Leroy Loggins, Leaping Leroy Loggins, is my favorite teammate of all time. And that's in my college and my high school. Now, Leroy, we had a special bond, you know, and he stayed with my family and I for a good month when he came back from the States, and we got a chance to really bond. Our kids, his kids, you know, it's been 40-plus years we've lived here, and and I'm really proud to be a part of that championship, even though he took 2 others from me.
Well, he's sitting right here. It's such a wonderful occasion. Thank you so much for your time, and enjoy celebrating with your former teammate.
Thank you very much. I look forward to it.
Good on you, Joe. Thanks to Cal. Always looking fresh is Cal Bruton. Second best dressed man in Brisbane. They call him D-Ruck.
Cal Bruton, an absolute legend. One of the great families of the NBL. The Brutons, the Gazes, championship winners. And
he's going for Brisbane tonight?
Oh, without a doubt.
Twofold, CJ.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Got to protect the sun.
Norton going inside is fouled.
Shout out to CJ Bruton.
Doing his thing over in China.
Certainly, of course, a legend of our competition. Saw those New Zealand Heritage Round throwbacks last night that evoked some memories of CJ and those great teams.
That was when he had a NBL out in his contract to sign overseas, wasn't it? Wasn't that infamous?
It was.
He ended up in New Zealand. He told, was he with Brisbane? Said, oh, I'm going to sign overseas, can I get a release? And then he went to sign with the Breakers. I believe that was a word going around. Genius move.
Jason Cadiz set to check back into the game. He had an outstanding first half. Needs to get it cooking now. Down 13 with Brisbane seemingly finding some confidence, and Rocco will get back in the game as well. Still doesn't feel like it's out of reach though, Bogues.
No, it doesn't. It's 13 points, but it feels like it's 5.
This Brisbane Bullets house, the doors don't have locks. They are always open. They might be closed.
More like saloon doors, I think.
Yes, you can sometimes just walk right through as White's pass for Zakarski doesn't hit the measure. So 67-54, Bullets ahead by 13, 4 minutes remaining. Let's check in with Ariana.
Hey guys, well, I have a question for you. You know, I'm always all about equal opportunity, but I just feel like with so much on the line in a game like this, I'm not sure if ever at any point in time, Isaac White, Emmett Nahr, Rocco, and Tohi Smith-Wilner should all be on the floor at the same time. At what point in time do you get your scorers back into the game?
Ariana, I'll take the lead. I 100% agree with you.
Shots fired. Shots fired, but it is an interesting lineup. Let's see if it proves you wrong.
Andre Cook's getting set to check back in as well for Justin Schuller. So maybe he sees that too. Keanu Rasmussen again. He is impressive, this young man. He had a season best and a career best 9 points last time out. He's matched that on 3 of 4 shooting tonight.
I can tell you there's NBL GMs right now that have trying to find out what his NBL contract looks like for next season, because he's, with every minute played, he's starting to establish himself as a legitimate NBL player.
Mayen on the blow-by, drops it down to Humphries. It was an awkward pass, and Humphries had no hope of handling that. Prather tumbles his way through the lane.
What's going on?
It's messy at the moment, Ruck. Can Mayen put a stop to it? Yes, he can with the fadeaway.
Well, no, yes, shot that one, D-Rock.
Well, Ariana asked the question.
Yeah, it's not looking good right now. Brisbane's just got to be more disciplined. This has to be more disciplined at both ends of the floor.
Margin keeps yo-yoing around. Under 3 minutes remaining in this third period. White goes baseline. Outside for Prather, who's been red hot.
And that's the other thing. If you're going to go with a lineup like this on the offensive end, wow, we get an over and back violation. But if you're going to go with a lineup that may not be suitable for the moment, make sure you are very purposeful on the offensive end. Make sure the right people are getting the touches, and in this case, Casey Prather is that guy.
Similar to the end of the first half, this is a vital 2.5 minutes for both teams. Brisbane, I think, can really deliver a few more jabs. Adelaide, get it to single digits. I feel like you're still in the game in the fourth quarter.
Bogues, the scoring has really slowed down.
Yeah, we jinxed it. We jinxed it off camera at halftime. So it was a beautiful free-flowing scoring game.
Always Knocked away. Bateman finally opens his account for the evening. 2 points on 1 of 5 shooting. And that lead out now to a new game high 14. And the Bullets have broken it open. Ooh, that is a BRICK from Lat Mayen. Bateman at the other end has it swatted by Mayen with some real force. And Zakarski can't put it back in, but he was fouled.
Bateman hits with a little Euro, and Mayen able there to reject it.
Bit of everything from Lat Mayen in the last 30 seconds, Ruck.
Both the substitution pattern this evening from Adelaide, I understand they're dealing with some issues, but this is really, really excessive. How do you think the players are finding being able to catch their rhythm?
Before we get an answer on that, the NBL Summer Shootouts here. Choose the club that will score the highest points in their Summer Shootout game. Correctly predict their score for your chance to win $100,000. You can enter via the QR code on screen or nbl.com.au/shootout.
It's a tough one, D-Rug. It's a tough one because Joel Martin's not in peak physical shape to play 35 minutes. You know, Humphreys is struggling right now, so I guess he feels like he has no choice but to just get bodies through there. But it is hard. You know, when you have a lineup for 2 or 3 minutes, you get in a bit of a rhythm and there's a sub, or you can't get continuity and flow. But it worked for him in the first half. It's probably kind of been a bit clunky now in this third quarter.
And it's interesting that Mike Wells was willing just to go with young Rasmussen, throw him out there. And we spoke earlier, you said you had experience with a similar situation with the Warriors.
Yeah, Steve Kerr was notorious for Steph Curry, Clay, myself, Draymond having a rest night or being injured, that he wouldn't put your backup in because he wanted to keep the bench rotations the same. He'd get the 11th or 12th, usually rookie young guy, hey, you're starting tonight. And
wow.
Then, you know, their eyes will be wide open at shooter. I'm starting, yeah, you want to see what you got. And that's kind of what Adelaide's in right now. So I like when coaches do that.
Yep.
Then it keeps your bench also kind of who the backup is, plays their regular minutes and doesn't rattle them. So some coaches like to do that. Some coaches do next man up. I think it's a good play to give your young guys a chance to see what they got.
He seems like, from what we've seen so far this season, Mike Wells, he seems like a good man manager.
Yeah, he seems like he's willing to take risks. He played his own earlier. He's getting through rotations. Yeah, just be a matter of once he gets everybody together, everyone healthy, how he can continue to better this group.
Of course, Kendrick Davis back on Sunday, Montrezl Harrell back next week, and it sounds like PJ Vasiljevic maybe not back until the new year. So might be a little while before he gets all his soldiers back, Mike Wells, but certainly still got some talent there to make an impact on this season. Still sit at right on 500 at the moment at 6-6, the 36ers. Joel Peterson, Derek Rucker, Andrew Bogut, Joe Healy, Ariana Prather with you in commentary. Friday Night Hoops as Harrison gives that one away.
Wow.
And Rasmussen gives that one away.
And that's a sign of a young player, just trying to do a little bit too much. Get it over half court, just come to a jump stop, make a direct pass to someone and reset your offense. Just try to go for a bit of a home run play there, and there was really no need.
42 seconds left in this third period. Bullets by 12. Bateman's been quiet. He gives it away. Rasmussen plays the passing lane. Good desperation from Bateman and from Kadee.
Great pass.
And launch it up the floor to Rasmussen. Detch needs to get this, and does!
And that's a big shot, D-Rug. Once again, we're talking single digits.
And Kadee is able to dig that ball out. Looked like he was in trouble being trapped while he's on the floor. Launches it down the floor, big time three.
They will not go away, this Adelaide 36ers team, keeping themselves in the fight. Norton to close the quarter.
Great pass by Mitch Norton.
Great find to Smith-Milner. That's just what Brisbane wanted to end this third period. Justin Schuller will be delighted with the closing stages. And they lead by 11 at three-quarter time, the home team. 75-64 with a quarter to go in the River City.
Did you come down just for today? Yeah, today and tomorrow we're going to Dreamworld. Mate, well, hopefully you're going to have a bit more pocket money in your back pocket because you're about to shoot for $6,000. Let's go. Why do you want your son to shoot?
He's an American schoolboy champion. He's straight. He's done it, so he can do it. I can't.
All right, well, unfortunately, Chris, you are the one that has to shoot. But you look like you've shot a basketball before. All you need to do is put this ball in that hoop, and you're going to win $6,000, all thanks to Carnival Cruise. Brisbane, I'm putting my hat on backwards. Chris, stay here. Count them down. 10, 9, 8. Two, one, let it fly! Chris, you went an interesting underarm technique, and unfortunately you missed. But this is good news for everyone else in the crowd, because we're now going to jackpot it, and the next game is going to be $7,000. This activation's all thanks to Carnival Cruise. Back to you, Adam.
Thank you, Johnny. All right, a little bit of crowd participation, please.
It's a double digits Brisbane Bullets lead, but the Adelaide 36ers will not go away. Plenty of Mitsubishi threes so far. Keandre Cook, Mitch Norton on the act. Casey Prather has got 4 or 5 from downtown, if you don't mind, for his game high 27 points. And the Bullets had it out to a 14-point lead in that third term. They lead by 11 with a quarter to go, 75-64. Joel Peterson, Andrew Bogut, Derek Rucker with you. Joe Healy and Ariana Prather are courtside, and the Bullets are trying to get a 5th win of the season so far. Adelaide 36ers are 6-6. And so far, at least, Ruck, the Bullets haven't been able to put the Sixers away.
They haven't, and they've been solid on the defensive end. Martin, that's a poor shot. There's no ball movement. You got to make the Bullets play, especially with the size advantage the Sixers have. What do you think? Wow. Bogus, interesting, because in that second quarter when Prather was cooking, if I were Casey Prather, I would have gone to my teammates and said, hey, I'm going over the next 4 or 5 possessions, play through me, Martin dunks. And I don't think that's being selfish. That's doing what's best for your team at that moment. You played with one of the greatest scorers of all time. How did you guys address that with Steph Curry or even Klay Thompson?
Yeah, from Prather's point of view, you know, as hot as you can be in the first half, it's not necessarily up to him. He should be like, hey, I'm cooking, get me the ball. But
right.
Your Mitch Norton, even your Schuller, hey, we want to keep feeding the beast. You know, he's 11 for 12 and only took a couple of shots in that third quarter. That's inexcusable. You got to know, as a point guard, you know, referencing myself, obviously Golden State Steph just hit the last 3 shots. We got to find every way possible to get him the ball in his hands. And you know what? I might get a dunk out of it. Wide open, because everyone's like, oh my God, Steph's in a mood, or Prather's in a mood. Harrison gets a dunk out of it. So that goes with basketball IQ and the inexperience of the Brisbane Bullets.
Just 2 of 3 in that third period was Casey Prather.
It's not a democracy when someone's hot. It's no longer a democracy. It's a dictatorship. Get that person the ball.
By any means necessary. Harrison getting him the ball here. Prather to Cook, who bounces off Rasmussen. 13 remaining, 75-66. Let's check in with Joe.
Yeah, just listening to Mike Wells at 3/4 time there. He said, guys, it's been a 10-point margin this entire game. Something has to change if we're going to win this. We've got to take some risks defensively, get in the lanes, up the pressure, show hands defensively, make it difficult for the Bullets to get the ball inside.
That's what's to look for from the Adelaide side of things here in this final term. Norton's a little bit off with that righty hook. 2 minutes gone in this fourth period. 75-66, the Bullets lead. Perth and Illawarra coming up after this. A fascinating matchup between those two. Back to a 7-point spread.
Great take. Adelaide's offense sputtering a little bit. Head down, get in the paint, on the rim, easy layup.
First 2 buckets of this final term go the way of the Sixers. Through 2.5 minutes. Norton to answer back. Big time hit.
We've been talking about his three-point stroke. Comes up with another big one. He's now 3 of 4 from the 3 with 17 points. Had a really good season, Mitch Norton.
Solid again tonight when his team needed him. Their captain. Prather almost poked it loose. Rigoni regained the loose ball. Marshall. Now
Probably, Mitch Norton's history in the scouting report, thinking he's a non-shooter, but he's 35% this season. You can't allow him to have those walk-up, wide-open, easy ones. You got to at least get a hand up earlier than probably had to the last couple of seasons.
Amy replay.
No hand there. That's just inexcusable, especially the way he's shooting the ball this season and in this game. He's not that bad of a shooter to just dare wide-open threes for.
The lightest of resistance on that three-point shot.
First game in double figures in his last 4 for Mitch Norton. Had 20 in round 6 this season. So approaching a season high. Nick Marshall approaching a career high with 13. Reinforcements for Mike Wells, issuing some instruction to Lat Mayen. Joey Smith-Milner checks in for Keondre Cook. Of course, no Josh Bannon, no Deng Adel for the Brisbane Bullets, and no Harrell or DJ Vasiljevic for the Adelaide 36ers. They'll get Kendrick Davis back on Sunday when they take on Perth in the final game of round 11 in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Sunday, Detch with a big take. Almost a block, almost a wedgie. There was a bit happening on that play, and Sunday's going to step to the free throw line.
Folks, he really cranked it up off the bounce. And I didn't think Smith-Milner did.
He just came down, though. I think you got to stay upright with those arms. I think
they came down because he got a knee.
That's the problem, and Gilbert Arenas was notorious for it. Whenever you came to verticality, that knee would always enter the region where you don't want it to enter, and you just naturally go and put your hands down. I'd always have a bit of a wrestle with the refs about that. But
it's the
question for you: more subs from Mike Wells. Up in the truck, does anyone follow the stat of most subs made in an NBL game? Because we might be close at this point. He's gone through some rotations. 2 more subs just coming in a second ago.
Well,
we probably don't track it, but maybe we should.
10 guys have played, Joel.
Yep, they've only used 12 or 13 across the course of the season. Brisbane have used 16 players so far this season, but Mike Wells is making sure that just about everyone gets a run tonight. No Tom Cubank, no Pat Darcy as Martin hits the 3 ball, and Justin Schuller has seen enough. A tangerine timeout for the Brisbane coach. 6 minutes and 36 seconds remaining. It's Brisbane 80 to the Adelaide 36ers 73.
You've just strained this shot, and we want to see your best 3 celebration.
A little bit of work to do here for the Bullets and Justin Schuller as they'll talk it over at the timeout. Just try and find that offensive groove.
But folks, you talked about this in the first quarter. You don't put away a team, you mess around, let them hang around. They knock down a couple of fluky threes or some legitimate threes. It doesn't matter what it is. The net result is we got a 7-point game.
Yeah, just looking at body language from that timeout, you look at Adelaide sprinting into the timeout, a bit of momentum, their coach is clapping, and you see Brisbane kind of jogging in, Schuller not looking too happy. So momentum changes a lot of things, and Adelaide are feeling pretty good about themselves right now.
Justin Schuller's looking for an answer at the other end of the floor. To try and push that lead back out, make it a little bit more comfortable as the Bullets chase their 5th win of the season. Adelaide looking for their 7th. Bullets 80 to Adelaide 73, 6:36 remaining in this one at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Joel Peterson, Derek Rucker, Andrew Bogut, Joe Healy and Ariana Prather with you. There is George Gervin, NBA legend, one of the greatest scorers of all time. Ariana, it's great to have him here.
Well, you said it right. When you talk about a walking bucket, you have to mention his name. Over 26 1,000 points during his time with a jersey on. And I got to speak to the NBA Hall of Famer, and he said he's so happy to be a part of this ownership. He loves the growth that he's seeing in the NBL. And when I asked him about the future focuses, he says the youth is our future. He's holding a clinic tomorrow. He wants to open up a few academies here in Brisbane, and he's excited about what's to come.
And one of the great scores in NBA history, and Bo, I'm sure you've seen the poster.
Yeah, he's
the iconic Iceman poster.
One of the best to ever play the game, and just out of that timeout, straight to Prather on the elbow, get an easy shot. So exactly what they should be doing.
Bateman hitting a three at one end, some good defense at the other. Prather tapped it straight to Marshall. That wasn't what he intended. Sixers get another look at it. 7 on the shot clock for Nick Marshall, spinning his way. It's a pretty move, but he couldn't finish. And Tyrell Harrison has got his 15th rebound of the contest to go with 17 points.
Better get it over.
Bogues, easy.
Yeah. Still a bit salty, that one for me.
Nah, to Prather at the elbow. A little bit short, comes straight back to him. Take 2 for Casey Prather.
Too easy. Inability to clear the glass. Casey Prather's had numerous easy looks at the bucket. On the road to 14 of 16 from the field, 33 points. Going back-to-back with big performances.
He's got his 4th career 30-point game from 106 NBL appearances. 2 of them have come back-to-back. That's a pretty impressive sign for Casey Prather.
Yeah, and Brisbane obviously listening to D-Rock. They got him the ball, 2 straight possessions on that right elbow, gets him a bucket, easy look. He's feeling good about himself. Offense runs much more easier when you got a guy hot like that.
Of course, big game coming up after this. Perth taking on Illawarra. To preview that, let's check in with Lockie Reed and Brad Rosen.
Well, Brad Rosen, we look like twins, but that is not important because we are looking forward to a fantastic game. If there is one team that can compete with the Perth Wildcats in offence, it's the Illawarra Hawks.
It is, and I cannot wait. This will be a high-octane game. They will be up and down, and I'm expecting plenty of points.
The last time we were here, Bryce Cotton scored 59. Can he go to 60?
I think he could go to 70 the way this guy's shooting. Anything is possible when it comes to Bryce, but it's going to be brilliant.
Join us in the jungle. Big game coming up.
Thanks, Lockie. Thanks, Brad. Looking forward to joining both of you as well as Bernard Copeland very shortly. 87-73. Brisbane lead this one over the Adelaide 36ers, and Mike Wells has got some work to do, Joe Healy.
He does. They're going to play right now as if they've got nothing to lose. He said, guys, we are down 15. We've got to play fast. We've got to play it downhill, but he won't be so happy about that.
Got to play off 2 feet, kids, out there watching this game. You got to get in the paint, get to a jump stop. That's an easy pivot to make, and that's just a young mistake. But whenever you play off 1 foot consistently, you're prone for charges and making mistakes.
2 feet for beginners. Jump shot no good. Sixers will get a look coming back the other way. Kadee from outside, no good. Bullets trying to close this one out. They lead by 14. Game high lead is 15. Kadee runs into Prather, 2 experienced campaigners. All love between those 2. Jason Kadee, 400+ games. 100th game with Adelaide tonight for the veteran. And 147 with the Brisbane Bullets, and he's ticked over 3,600 points in his career as well tonight. Been a very nice night for Jason Kadee with 13 on the board.
And Bo, one of the things we see with successful teams is the ability to defend no matter where you go or who is in the lineup. It's something that Tasmania have established really well. We know that Adelaide are not a good defensive team. You would have hoped that one of these young guys would have stepped up, albeit they are experienced. You thought maybe the effort and the eagerness would have improved it, but they've just still been porous on the defensive end after showing some signs of getting better in the second quarter.
Yeah, they have. The effort and energy stuff you would think would be there with a younger group, but just simple mistakes. You know, a bad closeout, bad footwork, you get blown by, giving up offensive rebounds, those kind of things on a young team just kill you.
James Bowman at the free throw line hasn't attempted a free throw this evening.
Man, I should have tried being on that angle when I was at the line. Couldn't hurt my free throw form. That's quite an angle.
Yeah, he's well over to the right of the nail.
It works, as long as it works.
Just over 4 minutes remaining. Rasmussen finds himself in a scrap with Norton on the floor. Game high 16-point lead to the Bullets. Edge putting the dribble moves on. It's to his left hand, can't hit. Rebound 17 for Tyrell Harrison to go with 17 points.
Nothing easy for Adelaide right now. Everything's very ISO heavy. Whoever's got them in the pick and roll is trying to go by themselves. They're not creating for each other. Obviously, it does hurt losing three of your biggest scorers, but they just need to move the ball a little bit more, I think.
Smith-Milner outside. Let's it go. Rasmussen coming downhill. Time is winding away from Adelaide. The giveaway, and Bateman will put the finishing touches on it. It was a game they couldn't afford to drop, the Brisbane Bullets, and it's one that it looks like they won't.
I think he wanted to raise up and stick this one, Bogues, but
heavy leg still from that 50.9, I think.
Gravity is undefeated.
As long as it goes in, there's nothing worse than someone on a break trying to, as a teammate, trying to be too fancy and show they got hops, and the ball ends up back at half court in the opponent's hands without going through the hoop.
If you had to come into tonight and said James Bateman scores 9, Keondre Cook scores 8, they're 5 of 18 combined from the field, what result would you have imagined that we'd got?
Oh, it wouldn't be an 18-point lead, that's for sure. So, you know, Prather just a phenomenal night tonight. Norton hit some big shots for him, but yeah, generally, and that's what I'm saying about Brisbane's imports. You kind of don't know what you're going to get on a game-to-game basis when you know, maybe that's a compliment in a way where your third import can be the main guy for 2 or 3 stretches. But like you said, D-Rock in pre-game, that's probably not a steady diet for a playoff team.
And right now, they're still trying to find what they're about and what's their best lineup. And maybe the starting lineup that they went with this evening with Cook, Bateman, Norton, Prather, and Harrison. Maybe they feel that is the platform from which they can build.
It's been a nice throwback tonight for the Brisbane Bullets, of course. It's Heritage Round. They lead by 18 at the Tangerine timeout. They're celebrating all kinds of history tonight here in the building, D-Ruck. You're a part of Brisbane Bullets history, of course. We dug into the archives during the week. Yeah. A bit of defensive action on the goat, Andrew Gaze, if you don't mind.
You didn't get free throws for that? What's going on? That's an automatic 2 for Gazy.
That's very nice work.
Thank you. Even though I was in a West Sydney uniform, I'll accept it greatly.
And then, good evening, Leonard Copeland.
Copes, I see you. I know you see it out there in Perth.
Copes didn't make the trip to Perth, he tells me. He just texted through a moment ago. There is a man here in a Leonard Copeland jersey as well, which was looking very fresh in the pre-game. So Copes is always here with us.
This man right here should have a statue at the front next to Leroy Loggins. You walk around this arena here in Brisbane, mate, he's the man. He knows everybody here. All he's doing is shaking hands as we're trying to do interviews. It's quite amazing, D-Rock. You've got quite a presence here in Brisbane.
I think he shook hands of 18 people between this commentary bench and the halftime hosting spot.
Hashtag statue for D-Rock.
He's Humphreys. Nice finish from Isaac Humphreys, who maybe hasn't had as big a night as he hoped for. 12 points, the 5 rebounds for Big Ice. Bullets by 16. Under 3 minutes remaining. Great to have Andrew Bogut in commentary alongside Derek Rucker, Joe Healy and Ariana Prather courtside. Harrison fights for the rebound and slams it down with authority.
He's absolutely dominated from the outset. Just been so strong in the paint, playing the way Bullets fans had expected all throughout this season. Tyrell Harrison finishing strong.
This is pre-season Tyrell Harrison level. 19 and 18. A steal, a block, an assist. He is 8 of 10 from the field. Martin rattles it in.
And these kind of games, percentage is going to be important. We always harp on it in the NBL, but with the way the playing format works, the difference between 6 and 7 could come down to games like this where you really got to try to get a 15-point lead out to 25, 30.
And it's interesting you say that because there was a tendency to say, oh, it won't matter.
But it matters every year. And now that you've got 6, when it's 4 is a little bit different. It wasn't as bad, but now that you've got 6 in the fold, it's going to matter. And this season, you know, someone under 500 is probably going to steal the 6th spot. It's going to matter, I guarantee you it is.
And even between these two sides, and coming into tonight, Brisbane 4 and 7, but their percentage was 95.88. Brisbane are 6 and 6, their percentage is 96.03. So there's nothing in it in terms of that percentage, even when there's a couple of wins between teams.
It matters. It definitely matters, and that's the beauty of our league. I like it. I hope they don't change the rule because I think playing till the end is important for fans. It's important for everyone. I hate the NBA when it's a 20-point lead and you're not supposed to lay it up. It's like, no, we're playing till the end.
Right.
It could matter, and I like the format.
It's been one of the things noted in the NBA circles around the NBA Cup, that teams will play to the end because those percentages matter.
It was hilarious the first season of the NBA Cup as for the 3. The first season of the NBA Cup, and NBA players forgot that it mattered, and they're trying to fight, and they're like, no, it matters, the percentage matters. Fight at the start of the game so you're not down 20.
Every moment matters in the NBL. We know that for certain. Adelaide found that out a couple of seasons ago when they played spoiler on Melbourne United. Bateman fighting his way inside. Foul on the play. And the reinforcements coming in to end the game for Brisbane. Isaac White, Rocco Zakarski, Emmett Nah. Devers getting to check
cigar sub, that one, I think.
Yep.
But Brisbane has some questions. Like, we have reservations about them putting this away and making it a close game, so compliments to them, and hopefully they can build on this now. You know, they've got a lot of games, as noted, previous couple of weeks, every weekend, and they've got their work cut out for them.
And Bogues, this is a team over the past 3 or 4 seasons that has been notoriously bad from the three-point line. This year, they're up there in the top 3 or 4 shooting the ball from the 3. Tonight, they're at 45%, 9 of 20. They don't get carried away with the attempts, and they're just really efficient, pretty sound offensive performance from the Bullets.
8 straight doubleheaders going into the back end of the season for the Brisbane Bullets. It is a torturous run that they're on, having had a slow start to the season game-wise. Humphries finishes over the top of Zakarski. Going to get Tristan Devers into the game.
Andre Iguodala always used to go towards our fringe bench guys or G League guys that were on the roster at the time of a game like this, when they went in for garbage time and get in their ear with a bunch of profanities that this is a time you can earn a spot, not only from us, but someone else could be watching you tonight and how you handle yourself. So it's very important for these guys that don't play much minutes now in a blowout to come and handle it the right way.
Under a minute remaining. Isaac White fighting through some contact. He's fouled. Of course, Brisbane in action on Sunday against Melbourne United. Adelaide host Perth in the 2 Sunday fixtures to close out round 11 in the Hungry Jacks NBL. A reminder after this, Illawarra and Perth from out west. It's going to be a fascinating contest. 9:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time.
First 2 100 wins.
Wow.
The old LA Clippers Lawler's Law.
Yeah.
Might be.
And bringing it to the NBL. It's the first to 100 wins that game.
Might be 110. The way those two teams are playing.
First to cross 100 is going to win. Even if it's 198.
Even if it's in the third quarter.
Yeah. And talk about Brisbane going to Melbourne, D-Rock. You know, this is a successful weekend for them. Would have probably been 1-1, but a part of their maturity and professionalism is making sure they go to Melbourne and be professional and not just get blown out because they've got to win.
They haven't been performing well. We saw what happened when they went over to Perth, and that can't be duplicated in Melbourne. They're playing a hot team right now. You're going to have to come out there, execute, defend, and rebound.
Triple figures for the Bullets. And their Friday night party can begin. Rasmussen inside, denied by Zakarski, foul on the play.
We just glossed over tomorrow's game. Sydney Kings down in New Zealand. Bogues, you want to give us a preview?
It's going to be a tough one. We've got a couple of players under the weather, so it's going to be a challenging one for us. But we've got a lot of work to do. Obviously, we're doing well defensively, but our offense at times has just been a little clunky trying to find it. So I know you're high on us towards the end of the season. I'm still a bit, I want to see how it plays out, but we've got work to do, that's for sure.
And New Zealand team were pretty stung coming off their performance last night, you'd imagine.
I hate that. I hate coming into town when a team just got absolutely annihilated 2 nights before, and you're like, oh my God, now we got to go in and face them. After they just got pummeled, they're going to come out motivated. So it's going to be tough. It's a must-win for the Sydney Kings. You know, their form has not been great over the course of the season, kind of been up and down. Got to get that win in New Zealand.
New career high for Keanu Rasmussen, so back-to-back career highs for the youngster, which is great to see. Some new blood in these Adelaide Heritage uniforms, getting the job done. Of course, New Zealand, Sydney, South East Melbourne and Cairns. The Phoenix honouring the Magic tomorrow night, our doubleheader. And this Bullets crowd rises to its feet in the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. They have been treated to a showcase this evening. Smith Milner to try and get one more for the road. He can't hit, but Nah can. And in a game that they had to win, the Brisbane Bullets do the business on a Friday night at home as they honour their champions of the past. The Bullets come up with a big-time win, beating an undermanned Adelaide 36ers 102-83. They stay in touch with the top 6 ahead of a trip to Melbourne on Sunday, while the Sixers slip below 500, and they'll face up to the Wildcats at their home floor on Sunday afternoon.
Well, Joel, they handled their business. It was a very professional performance by the Brisbane Bullets, led by Casey Prather with 33 points, Tyrell Harrison, 19 points, 18 rebounds. They held serve for this weekend, did exactly what they needed to do against a wounded opposition.
100% must-win game for them. We said at the start of the game, they're going to win this one. No excuses, a no-excuse league. But now the real business for them is going to start on Sunday, whether they get that win or at least make it a ball game in Melbourne.
It looked pretty shaky at the start of that third term. Adelaide came out of that half-time and got it back to single figures. They really tried to eat into that margin, but that was a pretty mature second half from this Brisbane team, and one that they absolutely needed to come up with. So a 19-point win, 102-83. Let's check in with Ariana.
Tyrell Harrison, 19 points, 18 rebounds. I guess I don't even have to ask. You're feeling good and you're back.
Yeah, for sure. You know, came up with a couple illnesses, but yeah, just had a good week of training leading up to the game, and you know, just turned out good for us.
Well, you guys took care of business tonight, but a very quick turnaround. You travel to Melbourne tomorrow, play on Sunday. What do you take from tonight and need to carry over in Melbourne?
Next man mentality, and then just try carry this intensity and this win over to the next game.
Casey with 33 points. How do you feel about his performance tonight?
Oh, loving it. Hopefully he can keep it rolling, get JB rolling again, and just all the boys rolling, feeling good, and carry these feel-good games until continuing to December. So yeah.
Thanks for chatting with me.
Tyrell Harrison, so the second biggest rebounding performance in his career with 18. He's had 20 in a game before, and that was the Tyrell Harrison that we saw at the NBL Blitz on the Gold Coast pre-seasons. That's a really encouraging sign.
It is, and Brisbane have an advantage with Tyrell Harrison when he plays like this. There are some teams that like to play smaller in the competition that he can exploit on both ends. And this performance would make Justin Schuller feel really confident that they can now build on his confidence and just push forward, continue to improve defensively, and win more games.
Well, the star of the game, the star of the first half really was Casey Prather. 33 points, the fourth 30-point game of his career, and he's with Joe Healy.
He certainly is. Casey, you are playing with a ton of confidence. You set the tone early. Talk me through that performance.
Yeah, I just knew this was a must-win game for us, so I just wanted to come out super aggressive. Been backing myself all year, just how much work I put into my body, so I knew it was a matter of time, but credit to the guys for finding me and letting the game come to me easily, and yeah, we got this win. That's what's most important.
How important was this win in terms of your season at the moment?
Yeah, massive. You know, we've been showing signs of just steady improvement. You know, some of the losses that we've taken have not been true to who we really are as a team, so being able to come in and get a good win over a wounded team, that's a great confidence builder for us.
It's a great occasion. Go and enjoy this win with the team.
Thank you.
33 for Casey Prather tonight. He was absolutely terrific. A 19-point win for the Brisbane Bullets. Perth and Illawarra isn't too far away, but Joe, Ruck and Bogues will break down this one on the other side of the break.